What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to cover on a heavy topic, so please, if you are a little kid, don't watch this video. This video is not for you. And if you are sensitive to the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, lockdowns, suicide, people wanting to die, please click off this video because we are going to be talking about my school lockdown. Now, obviously, I'm out of school, so I won't have stuff like this happen anymore. But there was actually a school lockdown at my school. So, let's begin. So, this was fifth period. And the thing about my fifth, sixth, and seventh, they're all linked. Well, let's not say they're all linked because they're all different classes, but they kind of link. Because I get super happy going to fifth period. I get to see all my friends, and it's an acting class. And then I go to sixth period, which was government at the time, and I just hate government. My teacher doesn't really talk to me, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to seventh period, which is choir, and I'm just so happy. And then eighth, I basically just hang out with my boyfriend because we have open. But that's why they're all kind of linked together, because it goes from happy, sad to happy again. So there's like 3 minutes before the bell rings to go to one of my worst classes because I didn't have math. And all of a sudden, the intercom comes on and says, "This is a lockdown. This is not a drill. All the teachers lock your doors. Bring your kids and go to your secure classrooms." Mr. Gillen turns on all the lights and says, and lock the doors, and says really quietly for everyone to go into the shop. Now, there was an active school thing going on, so crowding all the kids into the shop is probably the worst if there's something active going on outside that is causing 3 schools to have a lockdown. At the end, it does get better, but we'll get to that later. So we're all in the shop. I'm fucking crying. And just so you know, I was about to fucking bolt into Mr. Gill's office. Like, if I'm not taking any chances, I'm gonna fucking lock Mr. door. No one come and follow me. I'm bolting to his, because we've never had a lockdown drill in this situation. So my situation was, I didn't go in the shop until I'll coop in his room. No, fuck it. I'm going to his room. You guys can go hide in the costume closet. You guys can play sardines with the killer, but I'm going to his room. He'll never find me in there. If he tries, well, I'll be ready. There's like 5 million things in Gillen's office. Gillen's office is like Mary Poppins' bag. So I'm sitting there and I'm crying. My brother's like, "Timmy, cover your ears." So my brother was like, "Timmy, cover your ears and just walk into the shop with me," which will take me back to a day where I was just like, just walk past her room and don't look, because some kid was something happened. I can't remember what it was, but he just told me to walk past and don't. He said, "Cover your ears and don't, and just cover your ears and just let it out." Like, I was crying. There was a few kids crying, and so basically they were girls. And then like I said, "Go tell Alex," because me and Alex just made it up. But not that really because of the lockdown, so kind of like, so Alex whispers, "Tell Alex," and then he's like, and so I'm sitting down on the ground. There's like sawdust everywhere because it's a shop, like we work in there, and so Alex is now comforting me. Lots of people have mallets and 2x4s because in that stage, if we were in the shop, people needed weapons. Like, there was, like, I heard that, like, some kids from a food class were, like, grabbing, like, kitchen knives. Probably woods class were grabbing, like, drills. Like, people were using weapons because there was supposedly a guy outside with a knife. Like, there was a school stabbing going on. Lots of people were like, it's a school shooter. Like, there's, like, a guy with a gun. And then we hear on the intercom that there are actually cops making sure all the doors are locked and secure. And then we hear that also Ben Franklin and Washington Elementary are on lockdown as well. So like they said stay where you're at right now. We are not going to move you to another place because both of the other schools are locked down and the guy is actively outside. So, like, we weren't gonna, like, so, like, if you have a lockdown at Ben Franklin, you either go to Holy Spirit, which is the school across from them, or you go to North High. Now, but if you're at North High, you go to the Fargo Dome. And, like, there's no negotiation, you go to the Fargo Dome. So, we're all, and I'm here like actively crying, and I'm cursed with a really bad thing that if I cry, I cough and then end up puking. So I'm over here trying not to cry too loud, trying not to cough, but obviously, yeah, so Alex was like, hold your breath and pray, because I found out that it really helps if I like cry, that I hold my, and the way I hold my breath when I need to cough is like this. It seems to like help, or like I just, it helps like get it like down, but like I was scared, like I'm literally actively crying, and I felt so bad because while I know where my brother is and he's safe, Alex doesn't know where his brother is. Well, he probably knows his class, but he doesn't know how he's doing. And then I'm also scared because I obviously know Mason was in science, but like, what was he okay? I was terrified because I didn't know if my boyfriend was actively shit like scared, because this is scary. And for like guys who I've never seen scared were actually scared. Well, there was one dude that had a mallet that I was like, what did you do during the lockdown? He's like, to be honest, I had a mallet, but I just slept. Like, bro, you had the mallet. It's like, well, the other kid had a mallet. It's like, yeah, but bro, you need to knock. And one goes on the one side and one goes on the other side. And then I got my phone after 8th. Like, went outside during 8th, and my mom was like, my mom found out because it was on Facebook, and she was like, I hope you're okay, and I hope you have your phone. Well, obviously, I didn't have my phone because the law banned phones from all schools. But, like, I could have died. So, at the end, we found out that it wasn't, that there was no school shooter, school stab. But when people were saying it was a school shooter, this was going through my mind. I will sacrifice myself. Now, this was when my dad died, so obviously I'm gonna say I'm gonna sacrifice myself, but like, I was saying that as me. Holy shit, I'm tired. I was saying that as me, like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself to, like, I was gonna say, like, if there's a school shooter and he says pick one, I would grab his gun and say, do it. Now, granted, would the shooter do it? No, he's expecting everyone. He's not getting the reaction that he wants. He wants people to be scared, but no, if there's like a little girl on her knees saying, do it. Either A, he's gonna do it, or B, he's not gonna do it. But like, the doors were locked, so like, whatever. But, so then I told Alex about this, and, well, I didn't really tell him. I told him after I asked, do you know what the number to the suicide hotline is? Because I was kind of hearing about it, but I, like, needed to make sure that I knew what the number was. So it was, like, a random, like, hotline for, like, to listen to Backstreet Boys talk about Backstreet Boys, or the New Kids on the Block, which is a band I never heard about, saying stuff that rhymes, that saying, like, their hit songs and singing it, because I would have just called a hotline for a band. So, yeah. And I did actually call that number. And I'm going to tell you guys the number in case you guys are not alone. The number is 988. And you could, there's a lot of stuff. And please just don't kill yourself. I swear you have a bunch of people who care about you and want you in their life. And you don't have to feel pressure by anything. And just don't do the toxic trend. Please don't do the toxic trend. Keep yourself safe. Talk to someone who you can trust and know. And yeah, when I was in school, when this happened, I wanted to go to Miss Gloucester, but she was at a meeting. So please just keep yourself safe and don't do harmful things that will harm you in the end. I hope you guys have a great day or night, which turn into a great week, which turn into a great year, which turn into a great century, maybe, which turn into a great life, maybe. I think. Bye. And you are not alone. Someone is here if you need luck. Bye.